Hi guys, welcome to another episode. I believe we're up to episode
6.
and today's topic's going to be motorcycle maintenance, the fun job of keeping your motorcycle roadworthy. As with any machine, you need to keep it tip top. I need to rely on my bike to keep me safe, and it needs to rely on me to keep all the parts moving and keep them all tip top. So I'm going to run through what I do, not necessarily what you're meant to do, but neither here or there, it's a good topic for discussion. Leave some comments down below about what you do to your motorcycles, and as a community maybe we can learn from each other. But as for me, my routine is broken down into sort of per ride, quarterly and half yearly, as the half yearlies end up meeting up. So the half yearlies are the same for the MOT, to keep it tip top for the MOT. So I guess we'll run through that first, run through the MOT. So from my MOT, I think in the same way the inspector does. So I'm thinking to myself, what's he looking for? First thing is first impressions. What's he think about you, and what's he think about the way you keep your bike? Is it clean? If it's covered in mud and other stuff, you don't care. So he's gonna feel like, if you don't care about cleaning it, what else do you not care about? And with that in mind, if you keep your bike clean, and then the MOT tester thinks, oh, he's keeping his bike clean, so he must be looking after the rest of the bike throughout the year. And that's my mindset on, first off, just clean the bike throughout for the MOT. So I mean underneath, inside fairings, all the pieces of plastic, mirrors, make everything shiny. So to the MOTer, he thinks it's your pride and joy, and not just something that you throw on the floor when you're done with it. So after that, I then run through the normal MOT stuff. So I'm going over the wheels, inspecting them. In terms of the wheels, if you follow the arch of your wheel as it goes over, you'll have inspection divots. Basically show you how far is your, shows you how far of your tread has gone. So where these little divots are, I'll post a picture above to point out what I'm on about. But basically these divots, if they line up with the tread itself, your wheel's done, it's perished, it's time for new. But for the MOT, they're an easy one to go and check. Go and have a look. How much tread over the divots have you got? You need to have enough. And like I say, with the tread depth, it's not the same as a car. You can't just place it on one area. It's done over a majority of the tyre, so over a majority area. So you need to check every one of those bumps inside those grooves is not lined up. If you have a flat spot, they'll also want you to make a tyre change. So that's something I check. That's something I check also quarterly. So I check that quarterly to make sure that my tyres are good. Obviously going around bends, I'm relying on the tyre to hold up. If it's not going to hold up under pressure, then it's no good to me. So make sure you're checking your tyres and checking them properly. Like I said, I'll post a picture just before now showing you what I'm on about. Go and check yours. It might be something you've never known about, and you always just rely on the MOT tester to tell you if your tyres are done. But definitely something to go and have a look at. So also, while going through my tread, I'm also looking for sharp stones. What else is in there? What else do I need to look out for? What else could jolt me, you know, could pop my tyre? And if it pops my tyre, I'm done. So I'm always keeping an eye on that. Other thing is your oil. So I check that quarterly in terms of, so my quarterly check and my half yearly check on my oil is to check it for gloopiness, you know, any white film coming about showing me sort of head gasket's gone, water's mixing in with the oil now. Looking for its coloration. And then my weekly check, or per ride check, so I only really ride once a week, is I just check through the glass, just see is it at level, as I want all my parts to be running at optimal temperature. I don't want to be running the engine hot, so I'm always checking that as well. But like I say, my quarterly and half yearly checks, they're where I'm thinking about, do I need to change the oil, or is there something wrong with the oil? So is there something where water's getting in? If water is getting in, at that point I need to make a change. The other parts per ride, as well as these other big checks, so these ones will always be per ride, as well as these big checks, quarterly and month and half yearly, is checking the lights. So I'm checking the lights as well. Is headlight good? If I'm riding, I've been out for the day and all of a sudden I'm coming back during the night, I want to be seen. On a motorcycle, it is you need it. You need people to see you. It's not, you don't want to be invisible. I posted a picture recently showing the what Think Bike had put up. Obviously not mine, but that's what Think Bike put up, and it goes to show. Me myself, I'm in black. I'm on a black bike. I'm blending in with the background, and at night I blend in even more. So lights are definitely something I need at night, and I would expect you to need them too. So keep an eye on those. Not just front light, back light. Obviously always checking that your brake lights are working. You don't want someone rear ending you because your brake light's not shining up. But checking those front lights, and also full beam for when you're out in the countryside like this at night. You need that full beam to see objects in front of you. You don't want to hit a deer on a bike. In a car it's fine, but on a bike it's not. And then the indicators to show the other pedestrians and other traffic where you're going. And remembering to turn them off, as you've probably seen on some of my videos. I sometimes forget to turn my indicator off. It's a habit, and it's something I need to address. I need to fix that really. I need to turn my indicator off when it's not required, because it's a tool that needs to be used properly and used to its full ability to let other pedestrians and other motorists know where you're going. And like I say, all of this is all just about safety, which leads to my next big one, is checking that chain. So on a per ride basis, I check my chain for any kinks, how loose is it, things of that nature. And then in those, if something needs doing to it, I'll sort it out, but I'm checking it. And then when I do that sort of quarterly, half yearly, I'll get the ruler out and check how much is it bouncing in comparison to what the manual says. And I'll go to check that, you know, what does the manual say it should be going up and down by, how much give should it have. Again, something the MOT tester's checking for. How are you keeping your bike safe? How are you looking after it? And if your chain's good, he knows you're looking after it really well. And during that quarterly and the half yearly, I'll give the bike a good or give the chain a good clean over, so it gets a good degrease, a good wax, to make sure it's well looked after. Well, these are some nice roads around here, so make sure you keep yours good as well. Some people go for you know, Scott oilers, things like that, so it oils the chain as you go along, but I just use I use WD chain wax actually, is what I use. I didn't before. I used I think it's Motorcycle Madness or something like that. I used some of their chain wax, but then I moved to this WD degrease and regreases into oil it back, wax it back up again. It seems to work out really well. Cleans it back to like new, takes everything off. I get my chain brush in there. Definitely recommend a chain brush. They're very cheap. They don't cost a lot off Amazon, and definitely something that's good to use. So go and have a look. I'll post in the description below what I've bought and what I use. I'm not sponsored by any of the links that are below, but I'm just pointing out there what I use and sharing to the community. That's what motorcycling is all about. It's about the community around you, looking after each other and giving each other tips. You know, letting each other know what's out there. Looking after each other. So check them out, see what you think, order some, try them for yourself, and then let me know whether you think they're rubbish or I should look at something else because you've used it now and then what you use is far superior to what I'm using, or that yours is just, in price comparison, is a lot better. Let me know. I'm always interested, I'm always learning. Every day is a school day. So in terms of the yearly checks, because I've done all the regular ones, those yearly ones I'm just checking the spark plugs and the water. I normally will give it to the dealership and let them do the service, but during lockdown I did most of it myself. I did my oil change, my water change, I did everything that was needed myself, spark plug, all of those. Because it's lockdown and the motorcycle shop were happy to do my MOT, but they didn't have time to do the service or get the parts, so I decided to do it myself. I know it means my book now has an empty slot, but hopefully people will realise that quarantine is around. I ended up having to use my own older parts, so I don't have the invoices. I never kept them. That is something you should do, is, you know, I've learned that now. I should keep my invoices for parts I'm buying, whereas these parts I had in the garage are just what I'd bought over time to top up the bike here or there with oil. So it's just what I had laying around, and some spark plugs I had laying around were the same ones as what I needed, so they were there. But definitely keep hold of your invoices and other receipts, so when I come to sell, I'm going to have an empty slot there. I'll let the person buying know that I serviced it myself, but they can necessarily just let that go. They can say, well, that's bollocks, you haven't done it. But yeah, if you can't keep hold of your invoices, then do, and file them away with the other bike maintenance. And I think that concludes our bike maintenance, really. I'm not going to go into real detail. When I do after the face review, I've got some I've got some other bits that I'm going to end up putting out there. So I'm going to do bike maintenance one-on-one with the bike in the garage, and we'll go through what's needed, what I do, how I do it, that sort of thing. So we'll do the half-yearly one because that encompasses everything. And maybe I'll buy some new spark plugs and that, even though there's used one, well, not used, they were new, brand new in a box, but even though I only done it recently during lockdown, I can do it again because then I'll have the invoice to show that I did do it. So maybe we'll do that together. For those of you that will help out as well, it's a Suzuki GSX650F, so if you have one of those too, it can help out the community with how do I service my bike myself, how do I save some money while not having to get a dealership to service my bike. Oh, some nice roads out here, but they are a bit bumpy. Nice and windy though. And I think with that being said, let's cue the music now. back in a room. That was a nice blast there. Always overtake when you know it's safe to do so. Some people take risks, but I'm afraid I'm not one, so sorry about following the car there, but don't like to take risks all the time. So with that being said about the maintenance, go and have a quick look at your Pride and Joy. Go have a look at those tyres. If you've never seen those bulges before in between the grooves that show you how your tread depth's doing, go and have a look. Never thought about stones being lodged in there? Go and have a look. You never know what you might find, and go check that oil. If you see some white gloopy stuff, you know you got something going wrong. But go and have a look. And I'm going to call it a day here. It's been a great episode again. Come and join me for more. I've got some interesting videos coming up. I've listed them out. Catch up here every Wednesday will be a MotoVlog. Over the weekend it's going to be something different. Once we've done the face reveal, we'll get into some more sort of normal vlogging style. So go and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and it's me up next Wednesday for episode 8. Until then, leave a comment below. Have a good week. Over and out, guys. Bye.